I'm Kit French, and this is my family's gallery. So both my parents are artists. They grew up in London. My father went to the Royal College, and my mother grew up in London, and she went to Italy to study art. So art was always kind of promoted in the household. As art books kind of lying around, and it was quite early on in my life. It was kind of obvious I wasn't going to be an accountant or something. I was going to be a painter. Kind of decided very early on that I wanted to be a painter, and kind of like a naturalistic or classical painter. So I always had this idea of going to Italy, going to Florence, and my mum had gone to Florence. So I sent off my work to a couple of different art schools. I got into a small atelier, and I went there when I was 18, or just before I was 18, and stayed there till I was 21, and then I went back and forth a bit after that. But yeah, it's kind of very old school training, kind of all from life. There was no photography used. The most modern piece of equipment we would use would be a mirror, like a mercury mirror. That would be the most modern piece of equipment. So very much kind of old school in that way. So ever since I left there, which was 2008, as I said, I've gone back and forth a little bit, but yeah, just trying to find my way as a kind of naturalistic classical painter ever since, which has been fun, yeah. So when Derek Mann was alive, he lived in Kinsale, obviously a very famous Irish poet. He was very private with his time, and he was working a lot himself, and he gave me the privilege of drawing him. So I drew him for 1 hour, 3 days in a row. Straight after his nap, he'd come in his dressing gown and sit, and he would give me like 1 hour of his time. That was one of the kind of highlights, I say, of both my career and living here. It's a very pretty place. It's kind of you have like the town hub, and then you can kind of venture out to lots of beautiful kind of spots, the beaches or the woods. And when I was doing landscape painting here, it's just like it wouldn't take too long to find something that was very, very pretty. I always like to find slightly different angles than, maybe not the norm, but just like a way of just cropping an image that is slightly different, finding like almost like an iconic part of Kinsale, but then kind of slightly cropping it in a kind of unusual way. But yeah, I think that yeah, it's just a very friendly and kind of kind place to spend time and paint. Kinsale has quite a calming effect on me. Like when I'm in flow of painting, I'm really, really calm. I'm like it's like meditating. The show Being Home starts on the 8th and goes to the 22nd of July, and it's in my family's gallery, Gallery 23. All the work is from life, and they mostly are from Kinsale and surrounding area. And each painting is both very personal to me and also has a kind of, they're all quite kind of picturesque of the town, so I would recommend any local or anyone who's interested, please to come along. And we have an opening on the 8th at 7, so we might have some music. I haven't organised that yet, but please come and enjoy the work and have a glass of wine, and I hope to see you there.